Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Vechain analysis video. Now, yes, we will be changing it up today. Okay, I usually cover Cardano, but I do believe that yesterday's analysis on Cardano is still relevant even today. Okay, because I do go over bullish targets for Cardano, and I think bullish targets are on the horizon. All right, so if you're interested in Cardano, I suggest you go ahead and check out yesterday's video. I will link it above as well as in the description below. Alrighty, now for Vechain, today we'll be going over Vechain USDT as well as Vechain BTC. Okay, and I will also be going over bullish targets for Vechain. So if you just want to cut to the chase, I will be including timestamps in the description below. Okay, so we're first going to start off with the Mango dashboard and see what the dashboard is telling us about Vechain. And now, as you can see, I already have it filtered out right here on my daily time frame. Vechain USDT actually gave us a long trend change 11 days ago. Okay, and if you took a trade based on this, if you have access to the dashboard and you caught a trade on this, you are currently up 39.74%. 39.74%, pretty freaking decent. Vechain BTC also gave us a long trend change. This one came in 13 days ago, and if you took a trade based on this, you are currently up 24.76%. And guys, that is against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is also a raging bull right now. Right? So now let's get into the charts and see what Vechain is really telling us. What is it painting for us? Do we see continuation from here? Do we see maybe a pullback putting in a higher low? Let's go and find out. Now, I'm currently on that weekly time frame, okay? And as many of you know, we did close a weekly candle just a couple of days ago, right? And that was this candle right here, which was March 8th, 2021. I don't know why I said it that way. But anyways, candle of March 8th, the week of March 8th rather, what I personally was looking for, right? I was looking for price to close over this region right here at around 7 cents. Now, just to clarify the lines on my chart, each and every single white horizontal line on my chart is a weekly region of either support or resistance. All right, now the 7 cent region was a region of resistance that I was looking for price to close over. Okay, the next major region of support on the weekly time frame came in only at 4 cents. I'll be rounding up or down in this video, just heads up. Okay, now the pink line segments that you see on my chart are all the midpoints. And now this is something that I've been harping on about, not just on the Vechain video, but also on my Cardano analysis, as well as the other altcoins that I cover. I've been looking at how price reacts off the midpoint. All right, because we're in these bullish trending markets, I'm noticing that every time price has to come down to put in a higher low of sorts, I'm noticing that it gets picked up sometimes on those midpoints, especially if the trend is super, super aggressive. Okay, so I have the midpoint marked out here, and this was one of the targets from my last video with you guys. Right, now, as I had given you guys some targets, the last target I had for Cardano, now the last time we covered Cardano was, I believe, somewhere here. This was on the week of 1st of March, actually. Yeah, this candle right here. Okay, now that topmost target that I had for you guys can go ahead and check out that video, came in at around that 84, 85 cent region. Not 84, sorry, 8 cent region. Okay, 0.084 to 0.085. Okay, now that we have sort of exhausted those targets, I do have additional targets for you. But before that, let's get into some multi-time frame analysis. So let's boil down. Okay, I'm going to get on over to that daily time frame because I want to see what price could be doing leading up to that next weekly close. And holy moly, look at this. Look at how beautiful, look at how neat this chart is just on simple S and R regions. Guys, support and resistance, like look at this. I told you that, hey, these are all weekly regions of support and resistance, and look at how well it flows into those lower time frames. Okay, the lower time frames respected as well. So this is a good time for me to answer one particular question that I've been getting on support and resistance. Okay, and this goes out especially to the seedlings, right? Now I get asked this a lot, saying that, hey, is it better to mark out horizontals on the lower time frames first, or is it better to mark it out on the higher time frames, right? And my answer to that question is higher time frames first. Okay, it puts things into perspective, and more often than not, you'll see those same levels cascade onto the lower time frames. Okay, now I personally always give precedent to those higher time frame horizontals. I find that they work better and they keep my biases in check. All right, I'm able to look at the bigger picture and look at price relative to the big picture regions of support and resistance, even on those lower time frames. All right, that tells me, that gives me a tip off on, hey, this trend may be changing. Okay, so that's a little trick for you guys. I always mark out my high time frame horizontals first. Okie dokie. Now, as you can see, I'm looking at the 7-cent region, and we did manage to take it out on the daily. Now, this was the candle of 15th of March, and we have been holding it as support so far. Okay, now if I have to look for continuation on this, I'll be looking for this region to hold as support, okay, and in fact, take out these wick highs right here, which is also in line with a midpoint. Now, since we're at the midpoint, let's go ahead and look at additional targets because, hey, this is in freaking bullish territory. As you can see, the dynamic is also green. The dynamic is responsible for catching me some amazing trades so far, and it's been splendid, right? The dynamic is green. We're seeing that op line. We're seeing price bounce off of that dotted op line. So this is in bullish territory, even on the daily time frame. So let's go ahead, switch on those targets, and boom. Alrighty, so this is what I'll be looking for, okay, if I have to anticipate any more continuation for Vechain. All right, so now the next region of, well, contention, resistance for Vechain, in order for us to anticipate any sort of bullish continuation, is going to be these highs right here, okay? We just went over that. I'm looking at 8 cents, okay, rounding down to 8 cents. All right, as soon as we start breaking that to the upside, and yes, I will be looking for candle body closes even on those lower time frames. If we start closing candles over this 0.083 region, I will be looking for continuation to the next point at 0.093 cents. Okay, now if I have to look at a measured move from, well, just say the midpoint to the next region, that's a good 15% to the upside, guys, 15%. We start breaking that, then the next major region only comes in at 11 cents. 11 cents for Vechain, okay? It's going to be an if this then that, but I do believe that the picture is looking rather strong here, especially since we actually broke out. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing this. For those of you who like patterns as much as I do, this was actually an ascending triangle that actually had a break. We're currently retesting that region, and hey, we may very well see continuation to the upside. Right? But now let's go ahead and also put on our Ichimoku cloud and see what our Ichimoku cloud is painting for us. And damn, bullish picture all around, right? Cloud is green. We have a bullish TK cross between the Tenkin and the Kijun, and hey, that crossover setup between the 10 SMA and the 21 EMA is still intact. Okay, what I want to see for additional strength is for us to take out these highs here. I think this is still going to be in bullish territory for as long as we hold 7 cents. Guys, 7 cents is going to be key here. Okay, and another thing about, you know, really strong regions of support and resistance. Okay, now this is something that I don't talk about very often, but as soon as you manage to spot really good regions, not only does that give you certain invalidation points for your trades if you're already in one, okay, but it also allows you to build a trade around it. Okay, now that I've looked at the 7 cent region as, hey, this is a very strong region. I got it from that weekly time frame. It's clearly applying on the daily time frame as well. You know what? This may be a safe place for me to build a position. Okay, and what that does for me, okay, it also gives me an invalidation point built into it. So I know that, hey, if I get a position here, and if price does close underneath 7 cents, I know that I have been invalidated on my trade. I find out very fast when I've been invalidated, and hey, I don't have to take that much of a loss if I am invalidated. Okay, and more often than not, what happens on these critical regions is that even if price breaks to the downside, you often get a retest, okay, and continuation. Okay, and you can always sell on that retest, and a lot of times you'll find that you actually get out in a slight profit. These are just little tips and tricks for those of you looking to build positions, all right? But the key here is to actually get your horizontals, your SNR pat down at the very least. For those of you in the Mango Seed program, what I'm noticing here, honestly, guys, is if you just employ like simple techniques, even from the beginning of the program, you're able to catch some amazing, amazing trades. Okay, very easy, very simple, very Mango. All right, if you have to go back into that module, go ahead, look at all the material again. If you just get these horizontals pat down, the altcoin trades become freaking amazing. And especially horizontals with the Mango Dynamic. Now, many of you do have the Mango Dynamic. I have been using it aggressively, okay? And it's been pretty freaking phenomenal so far. Now, Vechain is looking good here on the daily. Let's get on over to the 4-hour time frame and see where we are relative. And damn, look at this, guys. Okay, 7 cents marked out on the weekly time frame also applies here on the 4-hour time frame. It is being respected on this time frame as well. Okay, notice how we got rejected at this region right here. Okay, at 7 cents, we failed to close over. In fact, price put in a pattern of sorts right against resistance. Okay, when the trend is already so bullish and you put in a beautiful, beautiful symmetrical triangle. All right, we saw a beautiful break, closing over, this was so perfect, closing over resistance, plus a break of a pattern that has a measured move to the midpoint. This is like textbook perfect at this point. And the measured move took it up to 8 cents, okay, very, very close to the midpoint that we are looking at. Not only did you get a break of 7 cents, you got a retest right into the test of the symmetrical triangle, and then continuation to the upside. This trade alone, for anyone who caught it, okay, on the 4-hour time frame, that was a good, easy 14% to the upside. Okay, and that's how easy it can be. Like, if you just keep it Mango, keep it simple, okay, you can catch some pretty decent trades even on those lower time frames. Alrighty, but so far I think this picture is looking good. What I see here is almost like a falling channel right into support, support being 7 cents. If we start breaking this to the upside, I'll be looking for continuation. Okay, what I want to see on these, on the 4-hour going all the way up to the 12-hour time frame, I actually want to see us take out these highs here. But what is key in this current picture is that we're very, very close to major support, weekly support at 7 cents. Okay, it's if and only if we start breaking that to the downside. And yes, you can also get a an early tip-off on continuation to the downside, okay, if we even start closing 4-hour candles underneath the 7 cent region, because look at how well price respected that region in the past. Okay, so this has relevance on the 4-hour time frame. As soon as I start seeing multiple candle body closes underneath the 7 cent region, I will be looking for continuation to the downside. Okay, the first point of support coming in at 6 cents, going all the way down to this region right here at around 0.058 cents. All right, but so far, Vechain USDT looking beautiful here. Okay, we're sitting on support. This could see continuation to the upside. As soon as we start taking these wick highs out, next region of contention is going to be 9 cents, going all the way up to 10 cents and then 11 cents after. Okay, these are the most immediate targets on my chart. As soon as we start getting up to these regions, then I will update these targets and I will give you guys an update to, well, let you know, hey, what's next on the books for Vechain. Now, Vechain USDT looking good. Let's get on over to Vechain BTC. We will only be going over those higher time frames, okay, because I want to see what is that macro trend up against Bitcoin. And so far, I do believe that Vechain is up against resistance. Okay, it is up against resistance, but we've actually taken out highs. You need to understand that this was that last weekly close. Okay, and look at how it closed. This candle right here, 8th of March, was the last weekly close. I believe we did take out a high here, and that was the first tip off on, hey, possible continuation, even though we saw that massive freaking sell-off, right? While you see these wicks here, they may look small, they're not small. Okay, this was a good 12%. That wick on top was a good 12% to the downside. So just a heads up on that. But what was really, really key about this candle right here is that we actually put in a new high. Okay, so as soon as we did that, we've seen this immediate continuation to the upside, giving us a very, very nice clean C-span trade from the Tenkin, going all the way up to the Kijun. Okay, so far it appears that we have been getting rejected off of this 150 sat region, as well as this one right here at 134 sats. Okay, my read on this is that as soon as we start closing candles over, at the very least, I'm looking for actually a Kijun takeout here, okay, of 137 sats. I will be looking for continuation on Vechain. Okay, the first region of contention is going to come up at 150, which is essentially historic resistance on the chart. Okay, the first region is going to be 150. If we start breaking 150, then guys, expect volatility to pick up. All right, because the next point of resistance only comes in at 197. And let me tell you something, that is not going to be a small range. 150 to 197 is going to be a good 31% against Bitcoin. Okay, that is not going to be a small range. So watch out for this one. Okay, as soon as 150 gets taken out, volatility is about to pick up, at which point I will also be looking for the volatility on Vechain USDT to also pick up. Now, yeah, this is all I have for you really for Vechain. I think it's looking good. Okay, the Vechain USDT chart looks like it wants to see continuation based on how it's reacting off of its major region of support at 7 cents. Okay, I believe that as soon as we start taking that out to the upside, I will be looking for continuation on Vechain BTC as well. Alrighty, now I hope this helped, and with this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, guys.